The Brayton cycle is a thermodynamic cycle that models a simple gas turbine. It is a four-step cycle in which outside air is taken into a compressor and compressed to a high pressure. The high-pressure air then enters a combustion chamber, where heat input occurs via the combustion of natural gas. The high-temperature gases then expand through a turbine, creating rotational energy which drives the compressor and any auxiliary equipment. The hot gases are then exhausted to the outside, and in the case of a cogeneration power plant, they are harvested to create steam. Here we have an entropy versus temperature graph for the Brayton cycle. During the compression stage, the entropy remains the same, while the temperature rises through the compression of gases. In the combustion stage, both the temperature and the entropy rise due to the addition of heat from the combustion of natural gas. The turbine is where the second isentropic stage occurs. As the hot gases expand through the turbine, the temperature decreases. Finally, the excess hot gases are exhausted to the outside, where both the entropy and the temperature decrease. Here we have a specific volume versus pressure graph for the Brayton cycle. During the compression stage, the specific volume decreases while the pressure increases. In the combustor, air undergoes an isobaric process. The pressure remains the same while the specific volume increases due to the combustion of natural gas. In the turbine, the air expands, dropping the pressure and increasing the specific volume. The heat exchanger is a second isobaric stage, where the pressure remains the same, however the specific volume decreases. Here we have the specific volume versus pressure and entropy versus temperature graphs lined up next to each other. As you can see, the compression stage is isentropic, while the combustor stage is isobaric. The turbine stage is isentropic, and the heat exchanger stage is isobaric. With only one variable in each stage remaining constant, the calculations for the Brayton cycle are very complicated. However, most of the time, the calculations are based off of the ideal gas law, PV equals nRT. However, to use the ideal gas law, you have to assume an ideal Brayton cycle, which assumes no heat loss. In the real world, turbines are made out of metal alloys which conduct heat, and this leads to heat loss in the Brayton cycle. So in order to calculate the components of the Brayton cycle, one has to account for heat losses. This concludes my introduction to the Brayton cycle.